Painting with speed paints is the fastest way to sketch and map colors on any mini. Single sponge chop with speed paints can produce good results, but my double sponge chop can produce better painting. Double sponge chop will produce a tabletop-ready painting for gamers that really pops on the table. You can also use the double sponge chop as your ultra-efficient sketching tool. Experiment with colors, define your light source, and produce a great foundation for layering. If you are new to this channel, watch a few of my speed paint painting videos and you will realize that I love using speed paint for sketching. A quick sketch that will help you refine your painting later. I love speed paints and any variation of the slop chop painting method. Double sponge chop is the king of miniature painting methods. Well, at least for people relatively new to painting. Double sponge chop, or to a lesser degree, double slop chop, is perfect for painters who have a bit more experience in painting with speed paints. I would not recommend this method to people who are still learning the basics of painting minis though. This video is another speed paint sketching video. A 2-hour speed paint sketching video perfect for gamers and intermediate painters. In this video, I will show you the painting of this beautiful Goblin mini from Print Legend Studio via our double sponge chop painting method. This mini is available in our upcoming Kickstarter campaign, the Goblin Fest. Is the double sponge chop painting method perfect for your painting needs? What is the perfect painting method for you? Does the method improve your painting? And is it worth it? Join me as we discuss all these in this quick speed paint painting video. I'm Don, welcome to my channel. This channel is supported by all these awesome brands. Also, special thanks to The Army Painter for making this video possible. By the way, don't forget my discount codes and affiliate links down below. They won't cost you extra, but they will help this channel. Quick shameless plug guys. Our upcoming Kickstarter is the Goblin Fest. The Goblin Fest is a collaboration with Print Legend Studio. You will get 7 Goblin minis and some masterclass tutorials by yours truly. I will put the link to the campaign in the description below. I invented double slop chop and double sponge chop. Well, I cannot claim that. But at least a couple of people at Malcolm, the modeling event in Malaysia, told me so. People from Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia at Malcolm are awesome. I will have the video of our Malcolm Malaysia trip here on my channel very soon. We start any double sponge chop painting by painting the base colors. I love painting the base colors with speed paints. Speed paints give me quick results that are a perfect foundation for this method. I thinned all the speed paints here to around 3 parts, speed paint to 1 part, speed paint medium. You may also use water to thin down your speed paints. But using water means the speed paint will act more like a wash. Thinning down your speed paints, especially the darker, more saturated speed paints, will give you a bit more control. More control means fewer tide marks or coffee stains due to the slightly slower drying time. I always say this in my Patreon exclusive masterclass videos. Painting is not a linear process. Feel free to go back to areas of the mini that you think need more work, shades, or colors. I just try to make my YouTube videos seem linear to keep the method easier to understand. Anyway, I have a million videos and even playlists on how to paint with the Army Painter speed paints in this channel. You may want to check them out after watching this video. Once you are happy with your speed paint base colors, you may or may not apply a quick coat of matte varnish before sponging. You may also apply the varnish after the sponging. You saw that I apply speed paints in multiple thin layers, and I always blend the edges. You can see in the video right now that a pass of speed paints can look fairly good. The speed paint painting or sketch that you see here will take you from around 10 minutes to around 30. Now, we do double sponge chop. You may also do a double slop chop, but you all know I prefer the texture produced by the sponge. I recommend moistening the blender sponge and thinning the paint a bit. This will give you a smoother finish. Apply in multiple thin coats and let dry in between coats. I chose to use ice yellow to give my finish a subtle yellowish tone later. White is the usual choice, but any light-colored paint will work. It depends on the finish that you want to achieve. The light, unique colors from the new John Blanche paint sets, if you have them, will give you interesting results. Would you like me to explore these options in future videos? Do tell me in the comment section below. Once happy with your ice yellow sponging, you may apply a quick coat of matte varnish with a brush or with an airbrush. Apply in at least 2 thin coats.
If you're liking this video, do give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel.
Now we apply the second round of speed paints, or glazes, or filters. This is the most fun part of my double sponge chop speed paint painting method. The sponging of ice yellow was mostly applied on the top areas of this mini. The ice yellow is a good foundation for creating an almost instant highlighting. You will want to thin down your speed paint with speed paint medium in this second round, especially if you are using dark and saturated colors. The speed paint medium will add transparency to the speed paint and thus give you more control. If you want to make the speed paint act more like a wash that will settle on details and crevices a bit more, I suggest you thin it down with water and not with speed paint medium. You may also use some washes over the speed paint to add even more contrast to your painting. I recommend you apply the washes or thin down speed paint washes over the lower areas and areas of the mini that you perceive as shadow areas. More shades on the bottom areas of the mini will give your painting more contrast and depth. You can see in the video that the results of our double sponge chop gave us a better than usual looking speed painted goblin. A single pass of speed paints, if applied in multiple thin layers, will give you good results. But multiple layers of speed paints with sponging after the speed paint base colors will give an even better finish. At this point in the painting of this goblin, I think I only spent less than a couple of hours, minus the drying time and camera setups. Fairly quick and perfect during weekdays after work painting sessions. Now we paint more highlights. Painting highlights is not part of our double sponge chop painting method. We just wanted to refine the painting a bit for the Kickstarter tutorials. If you do not want to commit to painting meticulous fine highlights with a brush, you may do triple or even quadruple sponge chops and filters to create more highlights and volume to your painting with less focus. To be honest, I have yet to do a quadruple sponge chop. I have tried a triple sponge chop on a Warhammer Mini off camera and it was mighty fun. Quadruple sponge chop sounds fun too. Would you like me to try in one of my future videos? Do tell me in the comment section below if you do.
Now, before my final thoughts, a huge thanks to all my patrons at Patreon.
Arguably, it is easier and more efficient to paint with the blender sponge than with the dry brush. People just promote the dry brush more since it is easier to clean, more durable, and they get us affiliate link commissions. The blender sponge produces a nicer finish, especially for skin and cloth in my opinion. The dry brush, on the other hand, produces a nice scratchy finish that looks good on armor, worn leather, and terrain. A combination of dry brushing and sponging in a single mini will give your painting more texture and interest. I recommend you do sponging over the dry brushing for a better finish. I have a video of what I think is the best speed paint underpainting a few weeks back. I will reply to your comment with the link if you are interested. If you enjoy painting with speed paints, you will definitely enjoy my double sponge chop method. As mentioned earlier, you should have a good sense of how to paint with speed paints before you try this method. If you are still trying to learn the basics of painting minis, I would still recommend you learn to paint with regular acrylic paints like Warpaints Fanatics before you dabble with speed paints. A combination of using Warpaints Fanatics and speed paints is mighty fun. It will give you control, but quick results at the same time. There is no such thing as the perfect painting method, but the best painting method is the method that you enjoy the most. Also, the best paint is the paint you enjoy using the most. My double sponge chop speed paint painting method is the best painting method for me as of now. However, the perfect paint and painting method for people who are not comfortable using a brush for painting is coming in a few weeks. More speed paint colors in marker form are coming very soon. The speed paint markers are the perfect painting tool for wargamers in my opinion. As mentioned earlier, using speed paints to sketch your initial colors is the fastest and most efficient way to work. A combination of regular Warpaints, Fanatic acrylic paints, and speed paints for sketching is better, but speed paints, whether via sponge chop or double sponge chop, are the most efficient and fun for me. Again, I am inviting you to follow the promo page of our Goblin Fest Kickstarter collaboration with Print Legend Studio. We will launch this as soon as I finish all the tutorials for our previous Skin Painting Masterclass Kickstarter campaign. If you missed our previous Kickstarters, we will make them available in the Goblin Fest Kickstarter campaign. So check out our website for more updates.
That's it, Pansit. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and all that stuff. Until next video, guys. Bye!